Hello everyone, my name is Jay Koteshwara. Today we are going to discuss about remaining part of design of engine cylinders. In the last class, we are already completed theoretical points involved in the design of engine cylinders and what are the design steps in design of engine cylinder. Okay, today we are going to discuss about what is the formulation takes place each and every step of the design. So let's see. The first step is here. Bore or diameter of the cylinder. It is denoted by capital D. That capital D that is equal to 60 into 10 to the power of 6 into 8 pi by 5 into pm into L into n whole power mm. So this is the equation to find out the bore or diameter of the cylinder. Here some terms are involved. Let's see that one. PM, it is the mean effective pressure. Mean effective pressure. What is the pressure developed inside the cylinder? And next L is the length of the stroke. That length of the stroke, it is approximately 1.2 times of D to 1.6 times of D. It is the one of the assumption. And next one, N is the speed of the crank. The speed of the crank is in the given problems. Okay, and finally one more term is here, that is the PI. The PI is the indicated power. So what is the actual power developed inside the engine cylinder? That is known as indicated power. The indicated power is find out in the form of, with the help of efficiency, that is equal to brake power by indicated power. Here, if you know the mechanical efficiency of the engine and brake power of the engine, it is easy to find out the indicated power. When we get that indicated power, we are going to find out the in other manner Pm into L into A into N by 60. With the help of this formula, so here we know Pm is the mean effective pressure, L is the length of the stroke and N is the speed of the crank. And one more term is here, that is the A, that is the area of the cylinder. We know area of the cylinder, that is equal to pi by 4 d square. Here we know d is the diameter of the cylinder. With the help of this form, it is easy to find out the diameter of the cylinder. When we know all these terms, it is easy to find out the diameter of the cylinder. This is the first step, bore or diameter of the cylinder. And go to the next step, thickness of the cylinder. So it is denoted by small t. So the t equal to Pd by 2 into S times of T plus 6 to 12 mm. So this is the equation to find out the thickness of the cylinder. Here P is the maximum pressure, what is the pressure developed inside the cylinder, and D is the diameter of the cylinder. Here one more new term, that is the ST, allowable tensile stress of the material. Here we are preferred cast iron is the material to manufacture the engine cylinder. So that's why the value of the cast iron is 50 to 60 Newton per mm square. This is the standard one. So when we know these all are values, it is easy to find out the thickness of the cylinder. This is the second step, and go to the next step, that is the design of water jacket. In the design of water jacket, some minor steps are involved here. So let's see that one. So the first step is thickness of the liner. It is the first minor step in the water jacket's design, that is the thickness of the liner. It is denoted by TL. The TL equal to 0.03 times of D2 0.035 times of D. So if you know the diameter of the cylinder, it is easy to find out the thickness of the liner. This is the first step in the water jacket design, and next go to the second step. That is the thickness of water jacket wall. It is denoted by Tj, that is equal to 0.032 times of D plus 1.6 mm. Here also, if you know the diameter of the cylinder, it is easy to find out the thickness of water jacket wall. This is the second step in the design of water jacket. And go to the third one, that is the water space between the jacket and cylinder. So this is denoted by TW. How we get this one means that is equal to 0.08 times of D plus 6.5 mm. Here also we know the diameter of the cylinder. It is easy to find out the water space between the jacket and cylinder. This is the third minor step. And go to the next one. Thickness of flange. The thickness of the flange, it is denoted by TF, that is equal to 1.2 to 1.4 times of thickness of the cylinder. Here we know the thickness of the cylinder, that product 1.2 to 1.4, we get the thickness of the flange. This is the design of water jackets. It is a third step. And go to the next step. That is the fourth step here. Thickness of cylinder head. The thickness of cylinder head is denoted by TH. The TH equal to 0.5 times of D root of P by STH. This is the form to find out the thickness of cylinder head. Here we know D is the diameter of the cylinder. We are already derived this one, and P is the maximum pressure. That maximum pressure is given in the problem. And finally STH, it is the tensile stress, allowable tensile stress developed in the cylinder head, that is equal to between the range of 30 to 50 Newton per mm square. It is the range of allowable tensile stress of the cylinder head. This is the fourth step. And go to the fifth step. So nominal bolts. So nominal diameter of the bolts. So it is denoted by small d. So how we get that small d? The d equal to 1.2 times of d suffix c. The d suffix c is the core diameter. Here how we get the core diameter? That core diameter equal to root of PD squared by small n into STB. This is the form to find out the core diameter. Here we know P is the maximum pressure and D is the diameter of the cylinder. And next one, N is the number of bolts. So how many number of bolts we are preferred in the cylinder? Then how we get this one means N equal to 0.1D to 0.2 times of D plus 4. By adding this one, we get the number of bolts. How many number of bolts we have preferred in the cylinder. And next one, STB is the allowable tensile stress developed in the bolts. So that is, this is also standard value. We are considered between the range of 80 to 100 Newton per mm square. So if you find out this one, the diameter of the cylinder we are already derived in the first equation, and P maximum pressure it is given in the problem. And next one, N is the number of bolts. The number of bolts we are find out with the help of this equation. And finally STP is the standard value 80 to 100 mm 100 Newton per mm square. By substituting this one we get the core diameter. When we know the core diameter, it is easy to find out the diameter of the nominal diameter of the bolt. So this is the fifth step. Go to the next step, that is the last step in the design of the cylinder. So that is the length of the cylinder. So how we get the length of the cylinder means that LC equal to L plus LP plus bottom clearance. LC equal to L plus length of the piston plus bottom clearance. Here we know L is the length of the stroke, that is the between the range of 1.D to 1.6 times of D. And next one, LP is the length of the piston. It is in the range of equal to diameter of the cylinder or 1.5 times of the diameter of the cylinder. And next one, bottom clearance. This bottom clearance, it is the standard one between the 8 to 20 mm. When we know these all are values, when we know these all are values, it is easy to find out the length of the cylinder. So these are the steps involved in the design of engine cylinder. And the next class we are going to solve one practical problem which is related to design of the engine cylinder. So you know, if you find out this design, some of the assumptions are involved here. So it is not easy to remember that all type of assumptions. So that's why it is better to maintain the design data handbook. So the design data handbook is helpful to solve the each and every type of problem in a practical point of view. So that's why I preferred Design Data Handbook by author of MD Jalaluddin, publication by Anuradha Publications. That is the good one to solve the design of machine members part 2. So this is about today class, and next class we are going to solve the practical problem related to engine cylinders. Thank you.